Namaskar. Myself, Dr. M. N. Nagendra Prasad, Dean, Student Affairs and Alumni Engagements, JSS Science and Technology University. Today is a very special day. We have with us a proud alumni, Mr. Suraj, who could crack his UPSC exams with flying colors. And also now he has been confirmed as IPS section. Hi, Mr. Suraj.
Hi, sir. Thanks for having me here. It's a privilege coming back to my alma mater.
Yeah, can you just tell me how you're feeling coming to the alma mater?
JC has a special place in my heart, and this is where I completed my BTech, BE rather, in computer science and engineering. And it fills me with immense joy. And the day that I'm here, the 78th Independence Day, happy Independence Day to all of you. I think the occasion, there is no better occasion and place that I would rather be than at my old university.
Suraj, can you just know a little bit about your childhood and how it went?
Actually, my childhood, in fact, the entire of my academic career revolved around JSS in one way or another. And after completing my pre-KG in Air Force, I joined JSS Public School, Siddhartha Layout, and that's where I did most of my primary schooling. After which I went to an ashram called Alike, Sri Satya Sai Lokaseva Vidya Kendra. It's a Gurukul style ashram.
Normally, whenever anyone joins an engineering institute, they join with the interest of doing something in a software company. What make you take up UPSC? Was there someone who influenced you or any situation which made you that, yes, I should take up my UPSC seriously?
Yes. Interested in tech, and I was an average student. I had a 8.2 CGPA cumulative. And computer science, another prestigious branch, especially JC Mysore, it's like very hard to get. I had good CET ranks, and thanks to that, I was able to get here. And I was, because thanks to amazing professors here, I was able to get campus placed to Deloitte. So immediately after my graduation, I was one of the first people to get placed in a dream company, Deloitte, and was offering a good package even back then. And so my road to UPSC started only after I went to Deloitte.
I have an attached question with this. Normally, whenever any student aspires for UPSC exam, we know how tough it is. Among few lakh individuals who take up the examination, only few of them could reach the final post.
Correct.
The preparations, whatever are required, is so deep that one has to dedicate their entire time for this. Second thing, we also happy to know that you could complete your education here. You are working for Deloitte also. We also know how difficult it is when someone's work in software company. By the time you finish your job, you go back home. I don't think you'll have energy for anything.
Correct.
It's really astonishing to know that in spite of it, you could take up your UPSC and you could clear it also. How could you manage time? Because this would be an important message for a lot of our students also who are into technical career. Yes. Can aspire for UPSC. Can you just throw some?
Definitely. So my journey, if I would say how to prepare and the kind of books that you need to read for this exam, I would strongly recommend you to watch any toppers videos on YouTube. If you just give topper strategy UPSC, any topper, the first 5 ranks, first 10, first 100 ranks, because they have detailed videos which will be out of scope for this interview. It will take longer. Basically, the gist of it is there are some foundational books like newspapers, NCRTs, and magazines that you can't ignore. And then there are reference books like Lakshmikant for polity, Spectrum for history, Nitin Singhania for art and culture. I can go on naming the books, but these books are standard. What I want to say is I didn't do anything extraordinary apart from this, right? So I had the standard set of books. I had my PYQs, and that's the name of the game. No matter how many attempts you give in prelims, no matter how much you study, without doing PYQs, previous year question papers, you can never, because the only way UPSC doesn't interact with you guys on Twitters or social media or anything like that, nor does it usually have official notices in its website. The only way UPSC interacts with the candidates and the students is through its previous year question papers, through which you can know the kind of sensitive areas that UPSC is interested in. And only if you align your preparation towards or in line with the previous year question paper, do you even stand a chance to clear this exam, or else there will be an exercise in learning and education, but not an exercise in clearing this exam.
And one more thing related to this. We know that whenever someone takes up UPSC, there is no fixed boundary like we need to know things only about certain things. There are humongous amount of things what you need to read. And they also say that library remains the sanctum sanctorum for whatever preparation you need to take up. When you just quit your handsome job, at any point of time you felt that did I made a wrong
Yes,
choice or
yes,
something
yes.
like that?
Definitely. There were not just once, many times that I felt the same. And if you see, you must have been in touch with all the alumnus as well because of the kind of place you are in. So I think 80% of us are in abroad right now. 70, at least 70.
Yes, we can say that.
At least 70.
Yes.
I mean, in my batch, at least, I mean,
Correct.
60 to 70% are abroad. The remaining are working in private services. So it did feel uncomfortable at the start. And you also see, right? And you also see people's life progressing.
Correct.
And this is a thankless journey because in engineering, you get certificates after every year, right? First year ho gaya. Second year ಆಯ್ತು ನಿಂದು ಈಗ engineering ಮುಗಿಸ್ದೆ, here you go. But in UPSC, 3 years passes by like a thankless journey. No one appreciates the effort. No one appreciates the effort. Everyone only appreciates the outcome, and that's only fair, because if you appreciate the effort, you will have to appreciate 13 lakh efforts, right? So, and that itself is a burdensome exercise. So that is why it's much easier to appreciate the outcome, and that's nothing fair in that, and nothing wrong in that. It's totally fair. But these questions of mine were, my parents, right, and my friends, my peer group. When I was drowning myself with such self-doubt and questions, these strong systems of support, right? So that's one more thing I would recommend for this journey. It's a lonely, dark, thankless, validation-less journey. So in a journey like this, have a strong support system, be it your parents. If parents don't trust you enough, your cousins. They don't trust you enough, your friends. They don't trust you enough, your peer group. But if no one trusts you enough, then you're doing something wrong, because like I said, peer group, right? If you're studying well, this journey is such a journey, and the place where you go to study, Delhi, Bangalore, wherever, even in your house, if you're doing things right, even if you're sitting at your home, you're scoring very well in your mock tests and mock answer writing, mock prelims, people will find you. ये फर्स्ट रैंक ला रहा है, ये कौन है, बार बार इसी का नाम दिख रहा है मुझे, मैसेज करता हूँ, right? So what I'm trying to say is, if you're doing things right, your parents will definitely support you, right? I mean, they have to. They have supported you through your most silly mistakes. They will support you through this. But if you're finding yourself in a place where you don't have a strong support system, then maybe you have to do some things right in order to get that support system. So, and once you've got this support system, the journey becomes easy. Like you were asking, the previous question, I would like to draw on the same. I had supportive seniors in Deloitte. They they enabled me an easy exit and everything. Supportive parents, they enabled me to sit at home and study for a couple of years. Supportive peer as well. And then I joined IB again. Then I had supportive seniors and colleagues who gave me a lot of leaves.
And also one more trend which I see in recent times. During our time, which means few years back, very few students coming from different streams like humanities were the ones who used to take up UPSC exams. Now it's a very happy change. We could see a lot of technical graduates also are taking up UPSC.
Yes, yes.
Some of the concepts what they study and technical background like critical thinking or problem solving, will it have any impact so that they are better suited or they're better equipped to face it? Why is the sudden change in trend? Lot of
yes. It's very interesting that you mentioned, and even I was reading it somewhere, that in 2005, for every vacancy of UPSC, there were around 350 people applying. Aspirants
okay.
Applying for the post. One vacancy. One vacancy,
okay.
350 people. And over the years, we have only rapidized, globalized, digitalized, and we have opened up to the world, and we are having FDI inflows like never before, right? So companies are coming in. There's no shortage of MNCs as well. But yet in 2023, we saw for every vacancy, there was around 1,200 people applying for
350 to 1,200.
1,000 for every vacancy
okay.
Of UPSC. And that's why you see 13 lakh applicants every year. So this change is largely driven by a couple of factors, actually. If you see, between 2008 to 2014, there was a great dip in number of applicants to UPSC. It was the boom, actually. That time it was the IT boom that was going on. And we didn't have much effect from the Lehman Brothers 2008 crisis. India was largely isolated from that. and that was all going well. And then there was a pattern change in UPSC that made the second paper. There are two papers in prelims. One is the GS and one is the CSAT. CSAT is now qualifying. CSAT includes all the engineering things, aptitude, logical reasoning, maths, English, right? And that was included, and that's why it drew a lot of engineering attention. That's point number one. And point number two is again the unparalleled, unmatched prestige that comes with the exam. Everyone chases it. Even people doing IIT, IIMs are coming to this exam. So that doesn't mean that they are not getting good enough jobs elsewhere. It only means that the prestige given in this exam is much more than they can ever achieve with money.
You have any particular message to give, especially for our technical students who would be?
I think messages in such as I've already in different questions of yours, like talking about plan B, talking about taking the difficult decisions in life. Right. So whenever I used to post status as well, even regarding the recent heinous crimes in Kolkata, I always used to feel helpless. But finally, I find myself in a unique position where I don't just have to post status, but I can take action against it, and it feels amazing. So I would like to say that India right now is poised for growth, and India today finds itself where China was in its 1990s, the decade of extreme growth that China had. 1990s and the 2000s were when China really took over and became what it is today, contributing more than 20% to the global trade. And India today, before independence, India contributed more than 27% to the global trade. We were big, very big. Our spices, raw products, cotton, pepper. But today we contribute a mere 2 to 3% of the world trade, which is very, it's rather shameful. But it's a situation we are in, and we only look to grow ahead. And India today, in terms of its demography, in terms of its strength, in terms of its soft power and reach, and also in terms of where it stands in its GDP and education levels, is in the exact same zone which China was in 20 years ago. So I think there is no better time to contribute to the growth of India, and especially we are leading towards 2047, Viksit Bharat India Vision 2047, 100 years of independence, where we aim to not just be the most developed country in the world, but also a top exporter, a top manufacturing hub, and also take over the mantle of the factory of the world from China. And when we have such huge aims planned and the demography is ripe for it, there is no better time to contribute yourself for the growth of this country, especially as a civil servant.
And also, we got to know that a lot of your education you did in JSS.
Yes.
We know that we in JSS not only see from academic point of view, it is more or less a spiritual center. Anything you want to say?
Definitely. I mean, JSS from the start, it always imbibed me with the culture of inclusivity, right? We didn't see religion in our school. Everyone were there. We had a lot of people from all religions. You would be shocked to know there were even Parsis in our class. And inclusivity was always there. So growing up, we never saw religion that way at all, which in other schools are apparently visible. So that was a very nice step. In fact, in inculcating an officer-like quality, if you would say, inclusivity was a main step. And the commitment of the teachers, right? They always took personal attention and care. Special thanks to JSS for allowing me that. And they have been kind enough, both the places, to call me and shower me with love at both places. Even you here, I hear that this is the first podcast. Very honored to be a part of a start flag bearer for this fantastic studio that I can see many great podcasts happening. And again, even His Holiness Swamiji also was kind enough to call us there and call us to his personal quarters. Felt really special to be placed beside his lotus feet and receive his blessings to the start of what looks like a very long journey. So I'm very deeply thankful to not just my school and college, but JSS Institute as a whole for what it does to its students. And it's
Thank you, Suraj. It was we had
Yeah,
fantastic
definitely,
time.
yeah.
Really nice to know your journey from being a student from the school of JSS, then a technical student here, and now being the torchbearer of our university. We are really, really proud of your achievements,
Thank
and We do have a lot of dreams about our alumni, and we are very sure that
Definitely.
you're gonna make us still proud. Thank you so very much. Thanks for your valuable time.
Definitely. Sir. Thank you.